Hello and welcome to ONTV News. I'm Kathryn Havrilla. ONTV underwent major changes in 2012 when it moved from its previous location on M24 to its new location at the Orion Center. 1 year later, the public access TV studio experienced another major change when its executive director announced her retirement. On Wednesday, June 24th, friends and co-workers gathered at the Klansman Pub at Canterbury Village to bid farewell to Diane Griffiths, who steps down as ONTV's longtime executive director. Diane originally got involved with public access 26 years ago when she wanted to learn more about her home video camera. Her first production was Bedtime Tales with the library's Linda Nixon. Just a few years later, she was hired as administrator for the Cable Commission. When ONTV was formed as a nonprofit in 2001, Diane was named executive director.
I hope to accomplish having a place where people could come and make video, anything that they wanted to. I also looked at it as a place to provide information about Lake Orion and cover events in Lake Orion, because it was Channel 4 covers things in Detroit and big cities and all that, but nobody comes out to do things like the Battle of the Books at the library, that kind of thing. So cover community events and give residents a place to come and create video and make it a comfortable, inviting place to be.
Her business contribution, though, is not just to the studio, it's to the community, getting out there, mingling with other organizations, be it the Chamber, be it library, Rotary, whatever, and encouraging use of the access facility to get the message out that this is really a community television station and one that we want everybody to participate in.
Just a lot of dedication. She's been willing to work nights and weekends, and sometimes in health that wasn't the best either. So I just think it's been a wonderful trip for her to be with on TV and for the Cable Commission for so long, and we're just lucky that she's going to stay around and continue to operate for the Cable Commission for the future.
Hired to replace Diane is ONTV's operation manager, Ian Locke. He told us he has some big shoes to fill.
We're working together to make sure everything is easily transitioned as possible, but definitely, was mentioned, big shoes to fill, definitely. It's hard to come into an organization where someone has so much influence, so much experience, and just has been a fixture of the organization for so long as Diane has. I'll just do the best I can, and that's all I can hope for.
Following a cross-country train trip with her grandson, Diane will continue to work for the Cable Commission in a part-time capacity, and she told us she plans on continuing to produce programs for ONTV. The Lone Ranger radio program premiered on Detroit's WXYZ 80 years ago. The program was a phenomenon, resulting in almost 3,000 episodes during its 21-year run. Brace Beamer originally served as the show's announcer, but took over the role of the Lone Ranger in 1941 and continued until 1954. Beamer eventually took up residence in Oxford, forever cementing a bond between this area and the Lone Ranger. Those in Oxford and Lake Orion decided to celebrate the connection with Lone Ranger Days, which kicked off with a special screening of the new Disney movie. ONTV's Joe Johnson was in Oxford and brings us the story.
Hi-ho, Silver!
On Tuesday, July 2nd, Lake Orion and Oxford joined forces for the kickoff of Lone Ranger Days, a series of events scheduled to coincide with the 80th anniversary of the debut of the Lone Ranger radio program on Detroit radio station WXYZ. Residents and dignitaries gathered in Oxford to enjoy music, food, and fun, and to enjoy a special screening of Disney's new Lone Ranger movie starring Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp at the Oxford 7 Theater. The Orion-Oxford area has strong ties to the Lone Ranger because actor Brace Beamer, who performed on radio as the character from 1941 to 1954, lived in Oxford until his death in 1965.
Brace lived right on Orion, on Drainer Road, there where he had his ranch, and they had the studio there where they did the performances, and he had his barn with Silver, and he would do shows here from 1941 to 1954, 13 to 14 years, over 2,000 episodes. And like I say, he was right on the border there, and like frequented the businesses there, and you know, Mark has been really instrumental in getting Orion, the township, and all the people involved with that, because they knew Brace and what he did to the community. And we're trying to bring people to know Orion and Oxford. Come on out. We're not out in the country like a lot of people think we are. We're 6 and 9 miles from the palace. So it's not country, but we do have country here. We got country music. We got a lot of equestrian people out here as well. And Brace, of course, brings with the greatness of what his creed was, and the good guy with the white hats, and we're looking to bring that back, that morality and ethics back. And tonight you'll hear the Lone Ranger Creed, which even today is totally applicable.
Orion Township Treasurer Mark Thurber was instrumental in organizing Lone Ranger Days events and even voices the Lone Ranger in a special recreation of an episode of the Lone Ranger radio program.
The Lone Ranger theme really spans all living generations. It's the radio days are the seniors. I'm from the TV era, and hopefully now the new movie captures the kids. And it's a wholesome American hero figure for generations to look up to. So we're hoping this is an annual event, a string of events tied to our community.
Lone Ranger Days will culminate with a festival and parade on Saturday, August 3rd to coincide with the annual Celebrate Oxford event. The parade will begin at 11 a.m. If you're interested in taking part, be sure to visit celebrateoxford.com for more information. In Oxford, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.
Thanks, Joe. The celebration continued at the Orion Center on Monday, July 8th, as the staff organized a number of Lone Ranger-themed events for visitors.
Good idea, Jack.
The fun kicked off on Monday morning when a group got together to reenact the episode of the Lone Ranger program. The episode, entitled Trouble at Rafter H, originally aired on July 9, 1954. You may recognize some of the performers. Orion Township Treasurer Mark Thurber donned the mask as the Lone Ranger. Township Supervisor Chris Barnett was Marshal Jack Forbes, and ONTV's own Joe Johnson stepped up as the villainous Dade Shelby.
Do as you're told. And don't try to call for help, because if Thunder walks in here, I'll shoot him.
Our live radio broadcast was brought to you by a lot of our seniors that had volunteered their time to put this together. Ed had actually gone through a couple of screenplays that we could work into our day here, and the majority of the people were for our seniors who volunteer every day.
Following the radio play, visitors enjoyed an authentic Western meal courtesy of the OPC in Rochester, and prizes were handed out during a trivia contest. Donna Martin's line dancers entertained the crowd as well. On Saturday, July 27th, the Orion Township Library will show back-to-back episodes of the popular Lone Ranger television show from the 50s. There will also be demonstrations and fun activities for the whole family. And as Joe mentioned earlier, Lone Ranger Days will come to an end on August 3rd with a wide variety of events, including a parade in downtown Oxford at 11 a.m. Visit celebrateoxford.com for more information. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, Jesse Agnew will have a special report on the Canterbury Village Highland Games. You're watching ONTV News. Stay tuned.
I'm Joanne Van Tassel here at the Malash Palace dealership talking with Tom. The Lions Club this year is raffling off this Chrysler 200. So Tom, tell us about this Chrysler 200.
Thank you, Joanne. This is a 2013 200 Limited. Comes in deep cherry red pearl coat. It is a V6 with variable valve timing. The mileage on the car is 19 in the city, 29 in the highway. Again, it is a limited. Comes with leather interior. This one is two-tone. Comes with voice response, Bluetooth, CD player. It's a 4-star crash rating. The car stickers for about $27,000.
It looks like this is something that one lucky person is going to drive home come this fall when we do the actual pulling of the winning ticket. They're selling 2,000 tickets. And they're $20 a piece. People can buy as many as they like. And the proceeds of this raffle will go to support the charities of the Lake Orion Lions, including the Bear Lake Camp for the blind and visually impaired children. This is a project that was originated by Al Kassem in the Lake Orion Lions Club and has expanded to practically a year-round camp now. We also support Leader Dogs for the Blind in Rochester and the Pendleton House in Taylor which is a residential 5-day-a-week, round-the-clock care facility for blind children that also have another disability. We also support and help people who need help with eyeglasses or appointments with the eye doctor and things like that. In addition, it will also help support the Christmas basket program that the Lions Club have been doing for years.
So this sounds like some fantastic causes, and we hope that people will come out and buy a ticket for $20. This is a great prize for that low price.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you taking time to show off the car here.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to ONTV News. I'm Kathryn Havrilla. Canterbury Village has celebrated its Scottish influence for 2 decades, but only within the last few years has it partnered up with the Scottish American Society of Michigan to take the celebration to a new level. ONTV's Jessie Agnew, who has Scottish blood running through her veins, was at the Highland Games held recently at Canterbury Village.
The Midwest Highland Games, formerly known as the Scottish Festival, was held at Canterbury Village on June 29th and 30th. The Scottish American Society of Michigan partnered with the village to put on the event. In its 3rd year, the event has evolved into a grand celebration of Scottish heritage and tradition. There were demonstrations of Highland dancing, storytelling, and activities for the kids. Guests were also invited to learn the rules and take part in a traditional game of cricket. Border Collies, known for their origins in Scotland, demonstrated their remarkable sheep herding skills. Bands entertained guests throughout the day with both traditional Scottish tunes and modern rock songs. The highlight of the event, of course, were the Highland Games, which included caber tossing and stone throwing.
Well, we have it every year here at Canterbury Village. This is our 3rd annual being involved, but there's been Scottish festivals here for well over 20 years. As you can see, we've got plenty of great stuff going on. Our whole goal with the Scottish American Society of Michigan is to preserve and further the Scottish culture and heritage here in Michigan and beyond. And that's what we do. We promote not only our own festivals, we try to bring all the Scots together, but we also promote other Scottish organizations, different festivals, different events, and it's all about family. It's all about kids. About once or twice a day, I'll just step back from everything and everybody and just listen to the sounds, the sights, the smells, and just hear the laughter. And that's when I see the kids laughing, when I see the adults smiling, when I see them dancing. That's it. You know you've done something really good when you can see that.
Athletes from across the country and even Canada competed in 4 main events. Although athletes typically compete professionally, here at the Highland Games at Canterbury Village, these athletes competed for the love of the games and Scottish pride.
Okay, well, what we have here is the amateur competition. Sometimes we do pro, but this is an amateur competition, so they do it for the love and they do it for a ribbon or a medal. The pros do it for money, and it's a tight circuit, and they travel across the country, a lot through Canada, a lot in Michigan, and each one we're going to have about 10 athletes. We do about 5 or 6 events. Today we're going to do about 7 events.
Scottish or not, those who attended the event couldn't escape the feeling of Scottish pride. The Highland Games gave a taste of what it means to be a true Scotsman. Over the past 3 years, the event here at Canterbury Village has been evolving, and next year organizers promise more changes, such as more bands, dancing, and piping. But one thing never changes, and that's the preservation and celebration of Scottish heritage and tradition. Reporting from Canterbury Village, I'm Jessie Agnew with ONTV News.
Thanks, Jessie. For more information about the Scottish American Society of Michigan, visit scotsofmichigan.com. St. Andrew's Society of Detroit will be holding its 164th annual Highland Games in August, and the Kalamazoo Scottish Festival will take place in August as well. There's some good news for Oakland County workers. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the county saw record job growth and labor force activity between April and May, the largest single-month increase since June of 1992. The number of employed residents grew by 10,496. County Executive L. Brooks Patterson attributes the growth to Oakland County's Emerging Sectors Program. The program has surpassed the $2.5 billion investment mark, with 238 emerging sector companies creating or retaining more than 42,000 jobs. The Emerging Sectors Initiative is responsible for attracting sustainable, high-paying jobs in the knowledge-based economy. To learn more about emerging sectors and other business and job opportunities in Oakland County, visit advantageoakland.com. In other county news, County Executive L. Brooks Patterson announced that a record number of Main Street Oakland County communities have received accreditation for 2012 from the National Main Street Center. Included in the list is Lake Orion. Each accredited community received a score of 10 out of 10 on their 2012 national evaluations. The accreditations were announced in May at the National Main Streets Conference in New Orleans. The other Oakland County communities on the list included Clawson, Farmington, Ferndale, Highland, Holly, Oxford, Ortonville, Pontiac, and Rochester. Rochester also received the distinct honor of the Great American Main Street Award for 2012. Ferndale achieved the same recognition in 2010. Main Street Oakland County is Oakland County's unique economic development program for its 32 downtown communities with a historic preservation philosophy and an emphasis on sense of place. Patterson established the MSOC in 2000 as the nation's first county-wide Main Street program. Since its inception, more than $685 million in public and private investment has created a net of 8,000 new full-time jobs and established 818 new businesses. There are currently 18 members in the MSOC program. For more information, visit advantageoakland.com. Now we turn our attention to local sports. Summer began here in Lake Orion with the crack of baseball bats as the Lake Orion Youth Baseball League began its annual tournament on Friday, June 21st. The tournament ran through the weekend and concluded with championship games and the LOYBL end of the year picnic at Friendship Park. Players ranged in age from 7 to 18 years. Teams battled through the single elimination tournament for a chance at team trophies. Trophies were also handed out to players who shined during the skills competition. The picnic is always a huge hit with the players and their families. Bounce houses, dunk tanks, and free hot dogs brought smiles to the faces of kids young and old. Teams gathered to remember their season, share some food, and say goodbye for the summer. Here are the results from this year's tournament. In the intermediate division, Dick's Sporting Goods was a big winner over Skelnick Ford 18-8. In the clinic division, Orion Waterproofing wins a close one 19-12 over Exposure Marketing. In the junior division, the American Legion falls to the Orion Firefighters. In the seniors division, Buffalo Wild Wings takes it in a close one 10-7 over the Rumble V Band. Congratulations to all of the players and coaches on winning their division for 2013. If you'd like more information about Lake Orion Youth Baseball, visit LOYBL.com. That's it for this edition of ONTV News. On behalf of the entire crew, I'm Kathryn Havrilla. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at upcoming events in the Orion area.